I have a question, and don't shoot me. What's good people? And welcome to It's Just Not Add Up. So this video is a bunch of things I was told when I was younger that didn't really help. So I was thinking earlier about like something that pushed me further backwards as it relates to my sexual orientation. And I was thinking about a time I was having a conversation with one of my homies at the time. I remember him telling me that don't ever go public or don't ever let anybody know that you are gay because you will not get a job. That was my thing. I was like, okay, cool. Then I won't do it because I know I need to get a job. And for me, I didn't grow up with a whole bunch of money. So me being financially secure was a big deal for me. So that was a part of me where I was kind of like, not necessarily like ready to make a channel, but I was at the time like, oh, okay, like, it's not that big a deal, But when I heard that, it literally like whatever progress I had made internally was zapped. Cause I was like, wait a minute, I'm not gonna be hired? Oh no, I can't. And mind you, I think this is also indicative of why we should stay current on what's going on, because that may have been indicative of his era, because he was older than me, right? And so like him growing up, what was preaching to him is what then gets preached into the next generation of people. And so being mindful of the shifts and the changes is so necessary when it comes to queer topics, because things change. Like, marriage was legalized in my lifetime. You know what I mean? So like all these different things that happen, if we're not on top of them, we could really be like spewing hatred into other people. Not necessarily us, because we don't. We create space over here. Keep creating space. But I was just thinking like, this man really told me I would never get hired. I was also told when I was younger, that I was much younger, by a teacher, that people who were gay wanted to be women. And I never wanted to be a woman. So I was like, okay, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gay or not. I think guys are cute though, but I don't want to be a woman. So I guess I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then my mom, when I was younger, and I think she was doing this to help me, but I think it further confused me. She told me people see people, which is like revolutionary now I think about it. But when I was younger, she said people see people. They don't see gender, they don't see color, they see people. And I was like, well, I kind of see people. I'm kind of seeing more boys than I'm thinking girls, but I think it kind of made me feel like I had to like both genders. And so I think when I was very young, there was this like push to like not really like identify on the spectrum low key, or I guess like remain on a spectrum and not like lean towards one side or the other. Of course, I had lesser language as a kid. I wasn't thinking spectrum and stuff like that as a young boy. But at the time, I think I just thought that like I couldn't be like individual in my attraction. Like I had to always be open to and like both. Interesting stuff. I don't know.
I wish I was both-handed, cause
I'm a member of a fraternity. I'm an alpha, and I remember I was in college. Like the whole campus was talking about how guys were not making line if they were gay. If someone even thought you were gay, you were not gonna make the line. You know what I mean? So like it became this whole like thing where people like came out after getting their letters. You know what I'm saying? Like let me make sure I get in first vibes. And so that was like a thing that made I think a lot of queer people on certain college campuses really be mindful of their gender expression, because they're like, okay, well, I want to be part of this fraternity or this organization. How do I keep that and myself at the same time? So I think that was like a thing that didn't necessarily like push people further into their truth and push them kind of like into a box, if you will.
It's the journey.
I must have been 22 or 23. I was first out of college, working at my first job. And there was a guy who worked there who was a little more effeminate. And my boss came up to me one day. He was kind of in the vicinity. And she came up to me one day and she was like, like he ain't never gonna get promoted. They ain't never gonna move him out of that seat. And I was like, oh, word? Like you're not a good worker? And she was like, look at him. And I was at the time like, and she was like, he's never gonna get out of that seat. And I was like, and mind you, like I know a lot of queer people who, trust me, are in some big seats. You know what I mean? But like the whole like whatever about it was like, huh?
Girl, shut the fuck up.
When I was in college, I wanted to get an X tattooed on my pelvis. I don't know. I don't know.
Why nobody called the cops?
I went to the tattoo parlor and I told them what I wanted and where I wanted, and the guy told me it would be like $250. And I was like, at the time, like $250 for an X on my pelvis? And he was like, it's because you're getting it in a gay ass spot. And I remember being like, I don't know, just kind of like stunned a little bit, and also in my like discomfort at the time, being a little like mildly embarrassed.
This one has a little sweetness to it.
And I think that's it. I think those are all the things that I was kind of told young. Of course, I heard the common speech from like, you know, media, but in terms of like either directly or indirectly told like to me or around me, I think that's pretty much the totality of what I heard. Let me know what you guys heard in the comments. Maybe we'll help somebody and let people know what not to say. I will see you guys next week. Keep creating space. Peace.